Hello, and welcome to another update video on Solana. Yeah, the Solana chart is currently showing a small recovery there, but this is all too small. We cannot really confirm any reversal yet. Obviously, we're still tracking an overall bullish scenario, as you guys know. And we have a first resistance area defined, which, if broken, could tell us that the market is already trying for a first, or let's say for a larger recovery. Yeah. For now, however, the trend appears to be down still, and in the locally seems to be still in a local downtrend here. But we see a few green candles, so we wanna figure out what that could mean. Quick reminder: we are still tracking a 5-wave move up, and then a 3-wave pullback is unfolding right now. So 5 up, 3 down sequence should lead to another 5-wave rally, which should take the price overall higher. In the short term, you can see that the pullback is a 3-wave move. So from the top on the 13th of May, or 13th of May, 12th of May, 13th of May, the market formed a corrective pullback, a corrective rally that was a 3-wave move up. And now we seem to be in a 5-wave move down, at least best I can tell. So that means one more 4-5 pattern seems likely, maybe 2. But it depends on how the market now reacts to initial resistance. So let us zoom in a little bit. The overall support area remains defined between $109 and $143. That's important because as long as we're holding that $109 level, the overall bullish scenario remains intact, and there is no change to the overall bullish thesis. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit further. And you can see here that in this move to the downside, we have this initial resistance area. I mean, yesterday we only talked about this structure, and I told you that one more low seems likely anyway. Yeah, that we're working likely on the wave 4 over the weekend, and that there's likely going to be some support in the area here around $152 to maybe $143. That was based on the volume profile that we can see here on the VRVP indicator. Can visualize that a little better, but basically exactly where those spikes on the VRVP are showing, we've now seen a bounce. That is not unexpected, that's very expected. I showed you specifically yesterday that indicator for exactly that reason, that we have to basically watch for a bounce, which could lead to a larger wave 4, for example, a bounce, a corrective rally. From here, it would be unlikely that we go through this zone in a very, very direct fashion, because there's such strong support from previous trade action here in exactly this area. Okay, so that's why I showed you that one. Let me delete that again. So that means, it could take a while before we get through this. There could be a bounce, maybe even a greater bounce, which would be the B wave. Just depends on which resistance area we now react to on the way up. Let's zoom in a bit, and we have first micro resistance. I mean, this is wave 4 resistance. Okay, so based on the wave count, I think it would look best to get at least one more low, maybe 2 more lows. This last dip looks a little bit even like the internal wave 4, wave B of wave 4. However, that's not necessary. We could already be in the larger degree wave 4. Okay, what is more important is to pay attention to the resistance zone. And if we get a break, I mean, clearly now the end of the week volatility is starting. Usually late on Sunday, you get additional volatility that's coming in. Sometimes a first rally, then a breakdown. We'll see. I mean, overall, we are still way below that $164.50 level. Therefore, I cannot, unfortunately, confirm an upside reversal yet. But if we start to see increased volume and a rally into resistance and even a break above $164.50, that would indicate that we could already be in the larger B wave to the upside. Yeah? And the B wave is likely going to find resistance in this region. Again, I showed you the VRVP indicator, and should the market rally back into this zone here, there's not only Fibonacci resistance, but there's actually the point of control, which could provide strong resistance around $172. Funny enough, that's exactly where the 61.8 retracement level is located. So bottom line is, I cannot confirm yet that a substantial low has formed. The overall pullback is quite weak for a wave 2, but the structure might morph, and any break above the initial resistance area would likely indicate that we could test the $171.70 level. That's the update on Solana. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.